but evil lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
And it should come as no surprise that the shadow likes the shadow button. The good news is, most cartridges have a shadow feature, but not all. Let's see how we can make the shadow happy and put shadows where they had not been intended. While it is true that most Cricut cartridges do have the Shadow Creative Features button, many do not. And of course, the Shadow button only works with the key characters, doesn't work with accessories or layers. The reason for that is, as you'll remember, only one Creative Feature button can be lit at a time. Now here's a 4-inch beach ball cut from Life is a Beach. The ball is white with red and blue layers. Now you could see how this ball could easily get lost on a light colored background, such as a sandy beach. It really needs a shadow, but unfortunately, Life is a Beach doesn't have that feature. Now what I did to create one was to crank up the size dial by 1/4 of an inch up to 4 1/4 inches and cut out the ball in black. This gives us a nice 1/8 inch margin all the way around. This technique works best on shapes that are about as wide as they are tall, like the beach ball. In this case, we have a 5-inch tall submarine and also happens to be about 7 inches wide. It's from the same cartridge. By cranking up the size dial 1/4 of an inch, we do get 1/4 of an inch taller, but the shadow also is about 3/8 of an inch wider, and you'll see that the propeller kind of sticks out a little bit too far. Well, this can be fixed by clipping off the propeller and the snorkel and repositioning them before you glue them. Likewise, we have a 4-inch turtle here from the same cartridge. Cutting a homemade 4 1/4 inch shadow is great for the body, but the turtle's head, feet, and tail are a little bit off kilter. Once again, we fix these by snipping them off and repositioning them for a better looking shadow all around. Here's the letter T from the same cartridge. Because it's tall and narrow, making it 1/4 of an inch taller will only increase the width of the stem of the T ever so slightly. So what I did here is I actually made it 3/4 of an inch taller and then snipped off the bottom and the ends. Many of you will remember the 6-inch tall pumpkin we made using the real size dial button on the Paper Dolls dress-up cartridge. Now, even if this cartridge had a shadow button, which it doesn't, we couldn't shadow this cut because it was made with the accessories Creative Feature button, and we all know that we're only able to have one Creative Feature button lit at a time. Now what I did is I went ahead and made that shadow, made it 1/4 of an inch bigger, and very much like the turtle, the top of the pumpkin and the vines down at the bottom didn't quite line up. Now in this case, rather than chop them off the shadow, I chopped them off the orange pumpkin itself, and that kind of let them be the color that they needed to be. And of course, before I glued them together, I put a little piece of yellow paper in so that the eyes showed like there was a candle in the pumpkin. Okay, here comes that scary dude again, so you might want to have the small children leave the room. We'll see you next week. So take the shadow's advice and don't let the lack of a shadow feature button slow you down.